It's a Tuesday game, of course, right. And now we know that today, Premier League resume after just a day. Yeah, of course, we witnessed Liverpool versus Manchester City on Sunday. And of course, today we got many matches actually from the Premier League games and Championship loading up, and also some from Syria. But of course, today we shall start with West Ham versus Manchester United. Yeah, and today just I have only two tickets, yes, available for take. And West Ham would be taking on Manchester United. But if you to look at West Ham, is fighting already on that red zone. Of course, they sit on the 18th position, and Manchester United is struggling to remain in Champions League actually qualifier. Just you know that they have taken long without actually making it to top of four. Like last season, they finished bottom, of course, two. You see that position 14th and 15th there. Not Manchester United doing, but of course they found themselves there. So Manchester United in the last 5 games, of course they did very well. They won 4 and they drew 1. Will they continue with a win today? Let's see what transpire. Of course, in this game, it's actually looking obvious that Manchester United it's having an upper hand of scoring goals today. Yes, but also West Ham is not easy. You saw in the last 5 games, they won 3, they lost 2. And West Ham sometimes at home proved to be very stubborn. So Manchester United shouldn't think that this game is going to be a walkover for them. It's going to be a tough one. And of course, we can go with over 1.5 to be safe. West Ham can score and Manchester United can score. So a win, that is a different aspect for any team. Yeah, so the game between West Ham and Manchester United, we're going with actually over 1.5. Then Chelsea versus Leeds. Wow. I am going to stop this team of mine again. The show potential last time they bet was away, and I believe I'm trusting Chelsea. They look very organized at the moment, and of course, Leeds. Not really, because they lost it in the middle there. So they were doing quite well, but things did not go well for them towards the end. And of course, you know, when it's coming towards the end of the season, there's injuries. And of course, the team, most of them, there's a transfer. The big you find out has moved to another club. So Chelsea, the last 5 games, of course, they won 4, they lost 1, and of course, Leeds won 2, lost 2, and draw 1, and they sit on the 16th position, and Chelsea as well, 5th positions. And remember, Chelsea is fighting for the Champion League spot. So it's actually when you lose, you go. So Chelsea also not giving a gap for Manchester United to win. Then remember, Manchester United is already ahead of them with 1 point. But if you're to look at the goal against, so Chelsea is less compared to Manchester United. So any win for Chelsea and a draw for actually the Manchester United to give Chelsea a hand of going up. So in this game, of course, we shall give a straight win to Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea to win this game at home, Stamford Bridge. Third game is Birmingham versus West Brom. And of course, this one takes us already to championship. And you look at Birmingham sits on the 10th positions and West Brom sits on the 20th position. But if you to look at Birmingham in the last 20 minutes, 20 in the last 5 games, rather, of course, they won 3, drew 2. They have not lost any game in the last 5 games. But West Brom lost 3, drew 2. There's no win in the last 5 games. West Brom, I don't know what really happened here, because if you to look at them when they were actually in Premier League, they were doing quite good. But once they get demoted, relegated, they are not doing fine at all. So there is no any chance of them coming back this coming season. So they already struggling the other side with the relegations again. So really things are not moving for them. So all in all, we shall guard Birmingham to win or to draw. Yes, for this game. So this is the first tickets for today. Chelsea, Manchester United, and Birmingham. Then the second one, of course, is Boston United, that is in Northern League, versus Gateshead. Now, if you to look at Boston United, is a mid-table team, and in the last 5 games, of course, their performance is quite not very bad. They drew two, lost one, and they won two. And when you look at Guetta's head, actually lost all the last 5 games. They're doing badly, and if they sit there on the 20th, of course, fourth position, they are actually bottling the league. And Boston United sits on the 15th position. So in this game, for us to be safe, we shall guard Boston United. Yes, this game, because you look at them being at home, and they've lost only one in the last 5 games, giving them a upper hand of either they win or they draw this game. Then the second game, of course, for this ticket, second one, it's AFC versus Fylde versus Spennymoor Town. This one still, of course, you know that in that Northern League. And of course, if you to look at Fylde, won 3 matches in the last 5 games and draw one, lost one, and they sit comfortably in the second position. They're doing quite well. Spennymoor Town, of course, sits on the 15th position, so lost three, won one, and one draw in the last 5 games. So this game, for us also to actually trust, we shall trust Fylde to take all the 3 points, a win for the home team, AFC Fylde. Yeah. Then the last game of the day in this very ticket, I say it's gonna be a brave one. Is Carrick Rangers versus Glenavon. Now, these are very game that we are seeing. Carrick Rangers is actually the team that sometimes surprise people, because in the last 5 games, yes, they did very well. They won actually 4 games and they drew one, but still they sit on the 6th position. Yeah, that is Carrick Rangers. And Glenavon, of course, lost the 4 matches and won one in the last 5 games, and they sit on the 12 positions. That's the bottom that in that league. Now, in this game, sometimes you see the teams of this kind and you think it's a straight win, and at times people look at on the odds and say, since it is having a small odd, it's a potential for them to win. No, sometimes these games need reading the head-to-head meeting, what are the injuries. So it's not just an obvious thing that people keep going with. So for these all games that we are looking at, of course, we shall give a straight, of course, not a straight win. No, not a straight win here. It's over 1.5. It can work, and also you can choose to guard Carrick if at all the odds is favoring you. So there are two options to go with over 1.5, or you guard Carrick Rangers for you to be safe. Yes, I said there are many games, of course, which are coming up. The Napoli games are there, and Newcastle, Tottenham, Hotspur. All these games are available. Everton versus Bournemouth is going to be a tough one, but of course we know that these games, goals are going to be scored, I don't know, from both sides. But all in all, Premier League is still a tough league. And of course, we can see that it's not going to be a walkover for that very team that people think about Arsenal to take on the trophy this season. So it's going to be a tug of war for them. If should they any slight loss, of course, will make City close that gap. But with us, all in all, if you need more, you can always get in touch for more, because we can't give. And of course, there's some people are saying you need to give us on a one tickets. This we do always cater for all people's actually needs. There are some people who would want it split. I told you this is a VIP. We can't, sometimes we give you, if you can't put all the three, you can choose one of those, because I always give you three. Now, it is now your choice to say, no, what I have, it's actually small. Let me go with the first one. That is it. Because we need to give people varieties. That is why you see all the games always, when they are putting all the list, they give all the matches. It's to pick from there which one is really good. But when they have given you already the score, like on what I've given you, some people will choose to say no. Let me go with on a West Ham versus Manchester United, and I play over 1.5, or I play a straight win for maybe Manchester United. That is how you're supposed to do. So here, it's not by force. I said you're free. You're free to choose to go with what you are fit with. Yes, for me, of course, I give you three. Yes, once to go through, I celebrate, because I have people who would notify me, yes, you're born. Maybe things didn't go well for me today. One I missed and I got the other two. Yes, which is actually very okay. We always say play safe. Don't do what you can afford to lose, but not what you cannot afford to lose. Play safe always. And remember, I love you guys all. And thanks for following and for watching.